Welcome to Movie Obscura with Adrian and Kelly. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Kelly.
This week we are continuing off The Collector with the sequel, The Collection.
This was a horrible freaking movie.
Made in 2012 by Lindell Entertainment, same as the first movie. We continue with The Collector where we last left off.
Pretty much where we last left off with him.
He took Arkin in the box, and that's where we start. Now, it's funny because the lead character in this, besides Arkin, is a girl named Emma, and I thought that was the. I'm sorry. Her name was Edna. Elena. Emma Fitzpatrick. That's the character who played her. I thought that was the adult girl from the first one because they showed
the adult girl.
The adult form of the little girl that was in the first movie.
Oh, you thought this was way in the future?
Yes.
Okay,
but
I got you.
Apparently not.
No, this picked up directly where it left off.
Yes.
You remember all the news reports and everything?
Yeah, and apparently the collector was
doing some collecting.
Well, yeah, because there were many reports of him still
That's
killing
all
people.
the news was doing, and he was collecting people. There was what did they say at one point?
Over
50 people.
Yes,
still missing.
Over 50 people that he had gotten since the last film.
Since Arkin, and they're just missing. That's not counting the bodies that he's left behind him.
And we are going to get into that where he left off of those bodies.
Yeah.
Josh Stewart came back as Arkin.
Yep.
Christopher McDonald played Mr. His name.
This is one of those actors. He's just got. Wasn't he? Help!
He was in
Happy Gilmore.
He was shoot up.
Oh yes, that's who it was.
And he was also in. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Dutch. He was Dutch's real dad. You know, he's always played a real bad guy, but he was a good guy in this one. But his name is so funny, Mr. Peters.
Mr. Peters.
That's the name they gave him, was Mr. Peters. Now,
no first name. First name Mr. Last name Peters.
Yeah, exactly. And so we have him. He was the father of Elena.
Yep.
And a different guy played the collector in this one.
Not that it really matters. To be honest.
You never and we never did get to see his face.
In this one, there are a few shots where it's obscured.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like maybe through a glass jar, or at the very end, just the back of his head is shown.
Yep. But what was really interesting in the first one, the guy who played the collector was he was the second in command in Crocodile Dundee 2.
Oh, no way.
Yes, he was one of the Cuban. He was the Cuban right-hand man. I remember this guy, the guy that played the collector in this particular film was Richard Archer, and I have never seen him in anything else.
I've never heard of him.
I haven't either.
Do they have anything on our mothership about him?
Well, not really. I think they say he's mostly a stunt double in several TV series.
The stunt man.
Yeah. And then a guy
not a face actor.
And Lee Torgies.
Oh,
the guy that Mr. Peters is assistant.
Mercenary, maybe.
The mercenary. Yes, we're gonna get into him. He was Lucino.
This episode sponsored by Coors Light.
Lucello. He was in Oz, the HBO series Oz.
I never got into Oz. I watched a few episodes. There's a lot of man rape that just kind of turned me off of that one.
I watched a few episodes and
I tell you one thing. Watching a couple episodes of that definitely scared a guy straight, you know.
Well, yeah.
Never break the law.
Yeah, exactly. I understand. Yeah, you've got a point there. Let's go ahead and get right into the start of this film.
Before we start on this one, I'd like to mention, you remember Toxic Avenger, Nukem High?
Mm-hmm.
They came out with a new Nukem High from the Trauma.
Really?
Yeah, they got a new one out that just came out on VOD. I just bought it on Vudu today. I'm going to watch it later tonight.
The Toxic Avenger.
The Toxic, yeah, but they got to return to Nukem High.
Really?
Have you ever seen the Nukem High?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, this one's all about this food additive that makes the kids turn
I think I actually owned Nukem High.
Do you?
The play set, because I had the Toxic Crusaders.
Really?
I think I actually had the actual building of Nukem High. I had all the characters. Oh yeah, I don't know.
That's awesome.
I never knew what happened.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I know a lot about the Toxic Crusader. But
I'm sorry, I just thought I'd throw that out there because this is movie Obscura.
Toxic Crusaders, they're gross, but they still get girls.
Trauma
High. Or trauma, yeah.
Pictures or
trauma
whatever.
Pictures, yeah.
As some of the most just right up my alley kind of movies. I love them. I love them.
We start the collection.
Yes.
With Elena getting a phone call from her boyfriend saying that he has to work late, so he's ditching her.
Should we back up to the reason why Daddy's a drunk and she's got a hearing aid?
If you want to, go ahead.
I mean, we might as well.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, not that the hearing aid plays much of a thing. Not that Daddy's drunk.
Mr. Peters.
Yeah, they're wealthy.
Yes, very wealthy.
Very wealthy family. Mother's been dead for a while.
Yes.
They're in a car accident when she's a young girl, which damages her hearing. And he wasn't even driving.
No, he was.
But he could not rescue her.
Right, and he broke his leg.
Yep.
And you hear it crack as he's trying to get her.
Yeah.
He's on the side of the road, and right before the car goes into flames, someone breaks a window.
And it's our mercenary.
It's our Lucello.
So he's been part of the family for some time.
Yes.
I don't know if like a bodyguard or what, but yeah.
He was the one that saved Elena.
Yep.
And she does have a hearing aid, and that does play a part in the movie.
Yeah, a little one.
Well, it's kind of important, and you'll see in a little bit. You might have missed it, but it plays an important role.
Okay, all right. Anyway,
but
gets the phone call from her boyfriend.
His boyfriend, he's working late, so he won't be able to hang out with her and.
Working late.
And yes, and so her two friends, one of them was named Josh.
Right. Who's brother to Hottie McHotness.
Were they brother and sister? I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And the other girl was Missy. Missy and Josh are in the car together. They say, "Hey, come on out. We're going to go to a party that's invite only."
Right.
And the code word is nevermore.
Nevermore.
Nevermore. Quote the Raven. Nevermore.
Yeah.
And so she goes, "Okay, I'll be out in 5 minutes." And she sneaks out. Her dad wasn't going to let her out. He's falling asleep in his chair with a glass of scotch. They're sitting there.
Yeah.
So they go out and
they find the place.
There's some ugly biker guy.
Oh, he had freaking long rat hair.
He's got the
piercings.
The piercings all over his face, and he just looks at him and he's like, "This has got to be the right place." And she goes, "Nevermore."
Holds up a remote, points it.
The door, this middle door opens
on the opposite of him. Yeah.
And they go in, and it's a rave.
Just good old time. Get down with your
a rave going on. And they're having a good time, and they're dancing, and they're doing body shots off each other, and Missy's making out with every guy that she can get her hands on.
Just walks past.
Josh says he could never get somewhere because he'd always say you just want to make out instead of complimenting them.
Shoes.
So everybody he's talking to, all the girls he's talking to, nice shoes.
Nice shoes. Because that's what Missy, that was her advice. Instead of saying I just want to sleep with you, say, hey, nice shoes.
Yes, so he's nice shoes.
Instead of worrying about how you're wearing your shirt, worry about how you're wearing your confidence.
Yes. So out of nowhere, he just keeps every girl that goes by nice shoes. He
ends up with one.
He does end up with one. Yes,
unfortunately.
So and then.
Fortunately, that'd be his last, I guess.
So Elena is walking around and she's walking and she sees her boyfriend making out with a different girl.
That whole dickhead look he gave her?
Yeah, yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, you caught me. Big deal.
Yeah.
So she punches him in the face and then proceeds...
Missy.
Yeah, yep. And then she proceeds in the room. She's doing her little cry, woe is me thing.
Oh, yeah, she goes in the room with the trunk.
and she sees the red steam box.
Well, the steamer truck's sitting in the middle of the room there, and all of a sudden, chick!
and
I jumped. I did. I actually jumped. I was watching it this morning.
Maybe.
I had headphones on, plugged into my Roku remote, and I'm hanging out.
Maybe you should.
And it shook, and I just jumped.
Maybe you should put that as one of your most terrifying movies of all time. Then.
No, it's not my most terrifying movie of all time. It just made me jump because it was really loud. And we're moving on.
I noticed. I'm gonna say this before we continue. And I don't know if it was, and I'm not blaming you, Kelly.
Oh, now what I do?
No. Listen, I'm not blaming you, but the audio. Listen. The audio on both these films, and I think it was them because, listen, I'm watching Plex, the movies that he puts on Plex for me, and I do appreciate it a lot. But this movie. Both movies, the audio was so low on the films that I had to crank it up. So when a scene did happen like that, you would.
But you haven't had those problems with any other movies?
No, it was just those two. So I think it was those two movies. They did it. They put the audio down so low.
That when there were moments where that thing shook, like
yes, it made people jump
because you got to crank so damn loud.
Yes, and I had it.
That very well could be. That could be some kind of movie trick or something. That
yes, because the rest of the movies you got on there are perfect.
Yeah.
Those two movies, though, I had cranked up.
So it maybe it's like a little trick that they're using to get little scares every once in a while.
Yeah, so there were parts that I jumped because the music was so high.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what happened this morning. But I had headphones on too. So.
But you're not gonna label it as most terrifying?
No.
Okay. Do I know what your most terrifying movie is?
No.
What is it?
It's Jaws, Adrian. It's Jaws.
Oh, here we go with that. You
know it's Jaws.
You're still riding my ass for Jaws?
God, I hated that movie. I can't believe you put it down on your top.
I think you're just pissed off because it kicked the tall man off the list.
Yeah, kind of. Anyway,
so she's in the room crying, "Woe is me!" She sees the box. She opens it up. Archer.
Were you trying to lead into something?
Yes, I was. But anyways, Arkin comes out. I'm trying to get you in. Yes, I was trying to get into argument mode, and people seem to like us when we argue all the time.
Or when I just laugh at you for getting so mad.
Arkin comes out of the box. He goes, "Look out!" And the first trap we see comes. It's like a steel pole that comes down into the box.
Oh yeah, right out of the air vent.
Yes, and that gives the collector the signal that he's out. Because
okay, once again, I got to point out the fact: how the fuck did this guy get all this set up like this? I'm guessing that the party, the invite-only party, was set up by him.
Very well could be.
It had to have been, because if it had been set up by somebody else, be able to get all that stuff set up inside that building without anybody knowing. Because, okay, it's one thing to set up a few tripwires in a house and put in some deadbolts. But the amount of crap that this guy had in, because the lead from watching... that scene where that comes out the air vent and then you follow everything all the way through. That trap
was so elaborate.
Incredibly. And it went through all the air vents of this building.
Yes, that one was probably the most elaborate trap that he ever had.
It started a steam-powered engine.
And because you saw the valve crank up.
Yeah, the valve crank out and a little shot of steam come out.
So this one was extremely elaborate, and immediately I thought, I thought
you put effort in, you get some stuff out of it.
Boy,
results.
Yes, this one had definite results. But I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking the exact same thing. How in the world did this guy get this trap that was so elaborate and so precise? I'm going off this, and he's been killing people.
Left and right.
And he still has time to do that.
So, evidently, this was something that he'd had in the works for a while. He had planned to set up this raid.
Now, I don't know if he... But
I mean, there's nothing in the movie to suggest it besides the elaborate...
And as the detectives say, there's no concrete leads because it's just random people.
It's just random.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, there's only an MO being the use of booby traps within the house, trapping the people in the house and killing them off one by one with the use of traps, or brutal torture. But he always takes one from the scene.
Yes, he does. You get, and Kelly, you hit the nail right in the head. You make it elaborate. You get results. Once that happens, this steam comes out and this combine.
Yeah, it's a big old combine blade with just, spikes hadn't been about that long on it.
Starts rolling.
And it starts picking up steam.
Ladies and gentlemen, out of all the movies I've seen,
I want to point out the fact, do you think I was right last week
yes,
when I said I think this had the biggest body count in a single scene?
It must have been over 60 people that got decapitated and sliced and diced
within a second.
Yes, and this combine machine is rolling and these people are just getting sliced. Anybody in that room.
It went all the way from the back of the room where it dropped down from the ceiling all the way up to the DJ.
And there were so many people in that raid.
And it's just rolling right over top.
So everyone's just getting sliced and diced. The only people that made it was in that room.
Maybe around the corners and the backs.
Yes.
Towards the walls. And they were heading down that hallway towards that room.
They're heading down, and then two people hit a tripwire, and two swords come out, and they slices two girls.
Oh.
And then... Missy.
Yeah.
So Josh gets hit by the combine. He's dead.
He didn't last too
long. And the girl that said nice shoes, he got decapitated too. Yeah. So Missy is with Elena, and all of a sudden this trap door comes down on them.
Yeah, it traps him
Elena's outside of the trap.
So they're in a cage.
And this thing starts coming down.
And he's standing right on the damn thing.
He's standing on top of the trap door.
It's got like an old steamboat.
Yes. Yep. Like a handle, like a throttle handle.
Throttle handle, yeah.
And it's going down slowly and slowly on top of these poor people.
Unnecessarily slow, but I guess he's into the whole torture them
and yes, and finally it gets to the point where the next scene is you see his feet, and you just see the blood like a fountain, just blood just come up.
And Elena's sitting there watching her best friend Missy just being crushed.
Yes, and then the blood comes out of her mouth and her nose.
God.
And then he takes the throttle, he throws it down, and then
I want to point out once again, this guy does nothing just willy-nilly. I mean, it's constant with just so much aggression.
Yeah,
even flipping a switch, he does it with so much aggression.
And the thing is, he doesn't even look in to see his handiwork. He could care less.
No.
He didn't look at all the people that got decapitated. He didn't care about
who was just moving on.
He just keeps moving.
He picked his victim. He picked the girl. Picked the one he wanted.
But now, but now this is where
he looked right at her.
But now this is where I'm thinking: how did he know Elena was going to go to that?
I assume that he picks them at random, and when he gets there, he chooses who he wants to take. I don't think he actually chooses them beforehand.
Okay.
So that scene when he's lowering down and crushes them. They make eye contact, and then he's on a mission to get her.
While this is going on, while the people are getting crushed, the people are getting sliced and diced, Arkin is getting out of his trap.
Yeah,
he's
ripped
picking
off
the locks.
A bracelet or maybe an earring or something from Elena.
Yep.
When she struggled to get away from him.
Yep, and he grabs the dead boyfriend. He got he was one of the guys that got sliced and diced.
No,
with the sword. With the sword, though.
He was.
So he got sliced and diced, and he takes the... Now the collector grabs Elena and takes off. Throws her in the box.
Yep. So he takes the dead boyfriend, and Arkin jumps out a window and puts him underneath him and smashes on top of a car using him as
a cushion.
As a cushion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, then looks up, and the collector looks out at him.
Yeah, and so...
In this scene... not to pick this movie apart, but I think it's our job. Now you got the glass all over the place. Arkin's barefoot in these first few scenes until you get down to the ground, and he's got shoes on. And then he's barefoot a little bit later when he gets
to the hospital.
Gets to the hospital.
Because the next scene we see him in the hospital, he's all banged up, all bloodied, and And the cops strap they bust in the ER room.
They bust in the ER. And
what the hell are you doing here? And they slap a cuff on him.
Whoa, back up, man.
Yeah. So he gets all cleaned up. His wife is there. Same person.
Obviously didn't get destroyed or Her leg's broken by the mafia, so that was a nice plot hole.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one didn't last very well. But
because it's only been a couple of weeks, maybe.
Yes, but yeah, he didn't. So he's all good to go, and his wife says, you know, there's been people calling, and this and that. Goes, take Libby, and just get the hell out of
go to
your mom's house, and so she does, and then that's when now his room is being guarded by police officers.
Yep.
And what the police officer that is going to relieve the first guy, his name was Zach. He was part of the mercenary group with Lucello.
Oh, he's been in a few kind of B movies.
Yes, you noticed him.
He always plays the big dumb jock.
Yep, the big brute.
The brute. Yeah.
Yeah. So he comes in there. He closes the door and
lets Mr. Peters in.
Yeah. No.
Lucello.
Lucello says,
I'm sorry,
"Don't worry, I'm not with the police.
Arkin's like,
I
told you guys everything I know.
Yeah, I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
And he goes, you're going to bring me to the collector because Elena is a close friend of my family.
Yeah.
We need to get her, and
he's very protective.
And he has a mercenary group with him that he's going to use.
Yep.
Now these people in the mercenary group that you see, one of them's the white. This is so. I don't understand this. The guy that had he was a white. Now I don't want to sound quasi racist, but it's going to be white guy, flannel shirt, ripped off flannel like Larry the Cable Guy flannel. His name was Dre.
Some of the I think these were nicknames that were given throughout the group, not their real names.
Why would they call him Dre? Could they just call him Drew?
No. I don't know why. Calm down. Please don't go there.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Here, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, there was...
Yep.
Roll with me on this. Andre Royo was the black guy in the mercenary group. His name was Wally.
Didn't even notice this. So you got backwoods
country bumpkin named Dre.
Larry the Cable Guy named Dre, and you've got
a street thug named Wally. Come on, switch the names around, please.
Maybe they'd already gotten into production, and then after they had did principal filming, they noticed, oh, you guys names were actually supposed to be swapped.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so anyway,
Arkin, he uses scratches that he had on his arm to find where they had.
Yes. Well, no, there's a female girl in her name was Paz.
Oh yeah.
And then you have Zach.
The Asian. Was he Asian? The one with the mohawk.
No, that was Wally.
You thought he was thuggish?
Yeah.
I thought he was Asian. I didn't think he was black.
No. He was. I don't know. I'm sorry, Zach. Lynn, Lin was his name, not Zach. Lynn, Lin.
Okay.
I don't know who the fuck Zach is. So anyway,
you were really close to the microphone when you said "fuck." That's awesome.
Boy. So anyway, so that's the group, and they're gonna and Arkin says, "Look, I'll lead you to where it is, but I'm not going in."
Yeah.
I'm not doing this again. I went through this. I went through hell. I ain't doing it again. And Lucello said, "You're fine. Just leave
yeah. You don't have to go in. You just get us there, and you can.
Now he's got these cuts in his arm. He did this when he was in the box to know where he was going.
Yeah. He counted to 100, made an incision.
Yes.
Counted to 100 every time they turned left or right. He made a hash in that direction.
Right. And they go right, go left, go right, go left.
And they take him right to the hotel.
Yes.
An abandoned
hotel.
In a part of town a rat won't even shit in.
Yeah, I think that's what Lucello said.
That's his exact words. Yeah.
So Lucello goes, "This has been abandoned. It's not where they are." And he goes, "Hey, look, this is where he is, man." And so he gives him a lockpick. He goes, "Well, you're the expert. Obviously, he knows his past."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
well, everybody does, because in the beginning, in the news things, Even a man, Arkin.
But here's the thing now. Lucello becomes douchebag number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Because he
got him there. That's all he needed to do. From this point out, he can use force to get him to do whatever he needs him to do.
He breaks the promise, says, you're going in. So now he has to go in with them.
Well, they got guns to his head. What's he going to say?
Well, no? I obviously, but I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
So he goes in there, and
well,
did you think when they first went in, nothing was going? There's no traps. There's no nothing. They're not looking at anything.
When they opened up the door, it sounded the alarm. That's when we need to backtrack a little bit and tell what Elena's been doing while they've been coming there. She took her bra off to break out of the box, after which.
Well, first,
just a quick thing.
First she was able to
tear a little bit of
into the steam box to see what's going on. She sees some poor soul getting look like Ed Gein with a face sewed on him. His tongue, the collector cuts his tongue out,
chained to a fucking bed. Not even politely.
No,
cut his tongue out.
Cut his tongue out.
Stapled a fucking mask to his face.
He looked like Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Leatherface.
And then wheels him out.
Then
she uses her bra hook. Slides it out the hole and gets the latch on the first try.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they had to do it that way. How do you use a bra strap to get that done?
I don't know.
Take your bra off. So anyway, hey, look, there's that Dean right there. So anyway, so you have this whole thing, and she now looks around and she sees all these jars. They have insects and tarantulas and butterflies and
not to mention all the bodies. And
and all these things in the bodies. And she's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then the collector comes back, and he sees that the steam box door is open.
And she's hiding behind a glass fucking shelf.
Yeah.
She's hiding behind a glass
shelf. Come on,
he
didn't see her.
And he's removing. Okay. You have to look down to grab these jars full of tarantulas that he's letting go on the floor to get at her. And each time he takes one off, it reveals more of her face through her glass shelf.
Okay, that's a little bad. That was a little bad. But
this movie was so just like, oh my God.
But the way they showed it, though.
Take your time and actually write the story right.
But Kelly, the way they were showing it, he was like this, and he was going from his behind and grabbing the jars. He wasn't looking.
Whatever.
Well, okay.
You look at the steam box. The shelf's over here. You turn and look because he looked to walk towards it. That's when she scooted in her feet.
Yeah.
Behind a glass shelf.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on.
So all these.
I wasn't impressed with this.
The tarantulas are all over her.
And
by the way,
she's very good acting in this by her. You can see the point where she's about ready to just explode and start screaming because she can't take. Okay,
but contrary to popular belief, tarantulas are not poisonous. Okay, I'm just going to tell you right now, they are not poisonous to humans. Okay, that is a myth. It is
but
not
she's
true.
A girl having fuzzy little 8-legged dudes on her. Well, dudes. I mean, spiders, obviously.
Big ass spider.
Big ass spider.
There you go. All of our new subscribers.
Oh,
there's a good one.
Shit. Another movie. Cottage Country. You ever see Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like on that same vein. It's got that same guy in it. Oh, it's incredibly funny. Okay, continue.
Okay. I'm totally lost track because I can't segue that into our next scene. The Evil Dead. The Evil Dead zombies come walking out of their cages, and they're shooting these people right and left. These people that are caged up that the collector has.
Whoa! Okay, so they open up the door, the alarm goes off, and that's what detracts the collector from finding her.
Yes.
And then she can get up, and then they come in, and then.
But these Evil Dead guys come out. They've been coked up. They look like Evil Dead because they look like zombies.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because all of them got
all of them got that like Phantom of the Opera mask on.
Yes.
It's stapled to their faces.
Yes, and they're coked out of their brains.
Yeah, he's got them drugged to the point where they don't know what's going on.
Right, so they're
fried.
Now these mercenaries are armed to the teeth, and they just start shooting right and left.
Unloading. No choice. They're in there for one person only.
And our good buddy Country Bumpkin Dre, he gets taken down by him.
Yeah. Oh, and what's his ass? He stayed out back.
Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lynn gets taken out by the Collector.
Viciously.
Viciously, yes.
Holy cow, did he get stabbed a lot.
So now all you got is Wally. No, Drake has taken out a different person. Someone else goes down. Must have been that idiot Zach we were talking about. So Dre, Paz, and Lucello are still in it. Lynn gets taken out. And Dre, he's the next one to go because he gets that trap with his foot.
Oh, and the spikes come out of the ceiling.
Down.
Yep.
And so that's our next trap that we see.
Woo! That would have been an evil freaking thing to feel, wouldn't it?
I don't think he felt anything because that just...
You don't think so? Because it hit it through his arm and then right down through his shoulder, so it didn't hit really any major organs, so he died of internal bleeding.
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
It looked like he died on impact.
Oh, no, because he was sitting there shaking and still kind of yelling a little bit. It could have been just aftershock.
Yeah. So that's our first trap that we see. Now they're down to Wally and Lucello and Paz.
Yep.
And Arkin, he's now...
Didn't he got away from him, didn't he, during that?
He did get away from him because he's like, I'm not doing this.
Oh, yeah.
So he's trying to find a way out.
Yeah.
And Lucello, bless his heart, gave him a knife. What the fuck's he gonna do with a knife? But anyway, so now Wally, during their travel trying to find Arkin, he gets killed by another trap.
Yeah.
So now Paz and Lucello are the only ones left, and and Elena, through her trial, she finds a girl named Abby.
That's right.
In a room.
Collector's doll, pretty much.
Yes, in a room that's got all makeup and mascara.
Yeah, and it's all neat and orderly. Even her trunk that she's locked in is everybody else's is all ragged and shitty. Hers was nice, neat, and freshly painted, pretty colors.
And triple the size of the first one.
Yeah.
So she could actually stand in it.
And like she says later on in the film, I'm his favorite.
Yep, and she opens the door, and Abby's out there, and oh yes, we'll get you saved, and all this and that.
Yeah.
And so we come to the point where Elena and Abby find Arkin, and Lucello and Paz find Arkin. So they're all five together.
Yeah.
And they start finding traps, and they're walking through the traps, and they're getting through them. The Collector is looking for them, can't find them. And we see that in this movie where all the bodies that he had collected, they're in this little basement just full. And
they're just a pile, a frickin' pile. And then there's that one dude with the bomb on his neck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so now all five of them, they hear this screaming. And this is where that earpiece, the hearing aid comes into play. Everybody can hear it except for Elena. She can't hear it, so she's walking around aimlessly through these traps. She sees her earpiece, and she puts it back in, and then she hears it, and then she runs to where it is.
Yeah.
Lucello is looking at Lynn, who was left for dead, or so we saw it. He is now strapped to a chair with a bomb
and speakers around him.
Yes. The screaming that he hears.
Yeah.
We find out that it's Paz, chained up, trapped in this whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's like a trap.
This guy.
Elena hears that, and so she knows where it's coming from. So she gets Paz free. Lucilla goes, "Get the hell out of the way!" And the bomb goes off.
Yep.
And that's our first fire. So now there's a fire in the building. Now. All five of them are together.
Yep.
And they said, "How are we going to get out of this?" Arkin goes, "You got to trust me. Give me your gun." He takes the gun. He shoots a bomb.
Shoots a homeless guy. I think Jean-Luc Picard just freaking beamed in.
I thought that was our outro music going. We're not done yet.
Oh, that was my phone. I got it.
Beat me up, Scotty. So anyway... you're gonna take this. You are gonna interrupt our show.
No. It's from my wife. Just now flipping eating. You calm down. I'm just checking the text message. You see this, ladies and gentlemen? He's mad at me for checking a text on my phone. I know. So unprofessional. So unprofessional.
How the hell do you think we're going to get our own show if you're sitting there flipping through your messages while we're doing a show? You don't see Chick McGee or Bob or Tom doing that.
No, they have their phones on silent.
You think?
It's on silent. Happy?
I can't believe. Oh, I don't know.
Can we continue? Can we move past this Kelly fuck up and continue?
I gotta go check my phone now.
You never check your phone.
So anyway.
Ever.
The hobo gets shot. And the hobo runs up. Now, how does he help us? He's going to call the cops. He's a hobo. He doesn't have a phone.
Payphones. 911 works.
All right.
Don't have to pay for it.
All right.
Not that there are many payphones left in 2012.
That's true.
Yeah. I saw one the other day. Functional.
Yeah.
It's by that gas station.
There's one in California. It was in the mall. Thank God I had it. My phone was dead, so I had to get back. So when I had to get back to the hotel. Anyway, so the cops come. He shoots towards the cops, so the SWAT team arrives.
Yeah.
So now, then they go, now we just got to wait it out.
Yeah.
And they lock and they close the doors, and then Abby.
Now, I think the collector has basically planned for every eventuality that could possibly happen.
Because Abby bolts the door closed and says, yeah, I'm his favorite.
Yeah.
And Elena said, we can't take her with us. She is a betrayer. She's messed in the head. She must have been coked out of her brains, too.
Oh, what do they call that syndrome where you fall in love with your captor?
Yep. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't think of it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
Yep.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yep.
Like that.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's exactly what it's called.
Yay for Kelly!
But yay! So anyway, so she locks the door and then she steps in a trap and she gets
the Iron Maiden.
Yeah. There you go. The thing goes closing on her.
It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool because that blood that spits out of her mouth, you just.
It was kind of cool how she.
I thought that was so cool. The Iron Maiden.
Yes. So
still didn't save it.
No, and so they no, but so all four they're running away. They're getting out. They get the door and so as they're leaving, the collector comes down on pass and stabs her in the back, and she's done for. And Lucella goes, "Well, that does it." So they grab a knife. They're doing a knife fight.
Yep.
Collector's just kicking Lucella's ass.
You can tell that's pretty much his weapon of choice.
Yeah, he's just slicing right and left, and Lucelle can't get a hit on him. He got one hit on him in his arm, and that's all he got about. And then all of a sudden he stabs him in the stomach and throws him, and all of a sudden his hands get hit by another trap.
Yeah, he's like stuck to the ground with nails.
And I'm sorry. Before that, the dogs come in.
Oh, you gotta always have the dogs in there.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, that is 4 dogs on movie Obscura that get killed because both these dogs get killed. Knife and a gun.
4.
Keep track.
Adrian's so excited. 4.
1 raped cat. 1 cat that was ripped in half from the acid. 2 dogs blown away by a shotgun.
And now 2 with knives.
And now 2 with knives. So we're keeping count here.
This is great.
All right.
It's going good.
So anyway, he gets his hands caught, and now if he gets his hands up,
there's like
the jaws of life come down.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. Yeah. Another bear trap, probably.
Pretty much, yeah. So he's stuck there, and he can't get out. And he goes, go, guys, run, get the hell out of here. And
that's when they run down that creepy hallway.
They run down the creepy hallway,
where he's got like aquariums with dead people.
Yes. Now Lucello, using his foot to drag a dead carcass dog over. That plays an interesting part of it. So he gets out. So they're running through this aquarium full, kind of like his museum of bodies and skeletons.
It's his collection.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that we missed the most important part. They get trapped, and he lights a flame.
Yes,
and Paz is still in this part. They break his arm. Arkin breaks his arm to get the lock free because they're trapped.
His arm was already broken.
Yep. So he He gets it locked out. Now the place is on fire because of the flames, and then they put down on Paz and Lucello gets it. So now, they're close to the end. Lucello gets free and does his best Alamo stance and tries to save it. It doesn't happen. And so now he throws the knife to Arkin. Arkin starts fighting the Collector, and the Collector,
Arkin turns out to be a badass.
But the Collector is still kicking his ass.
Well, yeah, I mean, a trained mercenary couldn't even kick his ass. Arkin did better than...
Yeah, and so Arkin then gets the upper hand. He stabs the Collector in the leg, and twists it, and then now he's kicking the Collector's ass. The place is up in flames.
Yeah. Aren't they breaking the aquariums open at this point?
No, not yet, because now the firemen are going, there's people inside, so they're now...
trying to break down the door.
They got grinders going on to get this metal door taken out. And...
yeah, this place is like a damn fortress.
And Arkin goes, you're finished. And he throws him in that room where all those dead bodies are.
Yep.
And there's gasoline in there.
That's right, there was. That's right, because you see that right when they find that body. They show all the gas cans.
And he rips a piece of his shirt, lights it, drops it, and he goes up in flames. So the Collector's dead. So anyway, now the fire goes up out of control.
Yep.
Arkin is trapped, and Elena's at the door waiting. So then she takes a bat or a metal pipe and starts breaking all the Aquarius. And Aquarius, that is a machine by Safety Clean. That is a worthless plug. I apologize.
So it's by Safety Clean.
Anyway, so the aquariums, they bust open and they fan out the flames.
There's so going on.
So they fan out the flames. They reach freedom. Okay, so we think that's the end of the movie.
Right. They get out and just like the other
Mr. Peters hugs Elena. They're all happy.
Yep. Just like the other movies ending. Yeah.
Arkin is not done. He looks into the box where the Collector is supposed to be. All you see is his mask.
Yeah. So then, while before the credits roll, is where you see Arkin in a room surrounded by photos and all sorts of other kind of, the typical movie, this is how we investigate shit.
Yep.
Type thing. And then the credits roll.
And it stops, and you see...
and then that end scene comes up.
You see a person...
Nice house.
Very nice house. You see a guy thumbing through his mail.
Yeah.
And he turns on this old radio, must have been like in the 40s, and some old jalopy music come on. He heads up the stairs, all of a sudden the channel changes, and it's...
just metal!
Yeah, and so he stops quickly, and he grabs a knife, and he starts rummaging through the house. Who's in my house?
All stalk-like,
Who's in my house? And then you see a gun to the guy's head, and it's Arkin.
Yeah.
And he goes, I know who you are. I'm going to make you pay. But he says, turn around. And he turns around, but you don't get to see his face.
Never
get to see his face. And he says, I'm not going to kill you because that'd be too nice. I'm going to torture you first. Then I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, because of what he did to poor Arkin. He chiseled his damn tooth out of his mouth.
Yes, he did. And
cut his stomach open.
Now the Collector tries to do some defense move. Arkin sees it. He punches him in the face, and then and there's a steam box in there.
Yep, throws him in.
Locks him in there, and that is the end of the movie, ladies and
gentlemen.
Now,
how Arkin found him is through, what do they call the study of bugs? Because that's what this guy was. Not a arachnid.
If you guys watch...
horticulturist.
If you guys watch CSI, when... Grissom was on there, you'll know who he is because he was the guy that was
into bugs.
Yeah,
because this guy was into bugs, and there's only a few of people that had a degree in this and actually studied and was a professor. So he was actually, that's why he had so many bugs and stuff.
We do a rating system here on Movie Obscura, and when are we going to do this one?
I honestly have been thinking about this one.
How about Iron Maidens?
I'm down for the Iron Maiden.
Okay, 1 to 5. Kelly, how would you rate this movie?
1.5.
Wow!
This was a complete letdown.
I think that is your lowest score ever.
Oh, it's got to be. This movie was a complete freaking letdown from... Okay, not so much from the beginning. After the rave scene, it just got too far-fetched. The story did not hold together for shit. I mean, like I said, the glass shelf thing. Fix it, guys. Try to make this a little bit more believable. And there was a lot of things throughout this movie that just almost damn near impossible to ever occur.
I give this one 2 Iron Maidens.
Yeah. It wasn't as good as the first one.
It wasn't nearly as good as the first one. You're right. The story didn't hold. There was
it hit that sequel.
Yep.
Wall.
Yeah, it did, and you can only do so much, and they left it wide open. Who knows if they're going to make another one? But
I really hope they don't.
But it's still. What are they going to call it?
The collector, the collection,
Arkin's collection.
The collector's collection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought. But they really can't come up with anything else. The collector didn't die. You didn't see his face. You wanted to see what he looked like. So yeah, I would also give this. I'd give it 2. It was okay.
I just thought it was too full of holes, and it just kind of took me out of the film because it was kind of like, it's bullshit, people. You can see through glass. Or how did this guy have this kind of time? Does he never sleep?
Yeah, exactly. And the traps are great.
Because obviously he has a day job. He has a mortgage for a house. Yeah. But this is like his hobby.
Yeah, and like I said, he's an exterminator.
No, he was a professor of this.
Well, yeah, but he was also an exterminator. Or so we thought.
Or so we thought from the first one. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Now, we do have some upcoming... our upcoming episodes, we've been talking about this now for
Which one do you want to do first? Do you want to do the 2 for 1?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that one.
Or would you rather do
Amazon Women for the Moon?
Which one do you want to do next? I'd like to get those 2 out of the way.
We're gonna do Offspring and the Woman together.
Yeah, Offspring and the Woman. Special. We'll do that one. That'll probably be about 20 minutes long.
Yeah, and that one, and then also we're gonna do. Then we'll do Amazon Women for the Moon, and everyone send your suggestions.
Yes, please.
Tell us what you want us to watch, and we will be more than glad to review them.
You can get a hold of us at Movie Obscura on Twitter, of course. You can go search for us on Facebook. Email us at movieobscura@hotmail.com. Where else? Oh, don't forget to listen to the audio and fill your phone full of Movie Obscura from iTunes. Go to our YouTube page. Search for us there, where all our video goes up. Anything else that I'm forgetting? I said our Facebook page, right?
Yeah. Facebook page, YouTube page.
I think we've hit pretty much most of the major things there.
And for all the
Podbean.com/Movie Obscura for the website. You can listen to episodes there. We do appreciate
our subscribers. Thank you for subscribing.
Thanks, Mom, my sister, my other sister.
And there's a few more.
Is there now?
Yes.
I guess I haven't really taken a look.
There's a few more.
I was looking at the demographics. 9 people from California.
That was all me, baby. That was all me. Yes,
we're South Dakota, Iowa, Oklahoma, and New Jersey. And then I saw over 9 in California, and I'm like, I looked at the date. I'm going, sure shit.
The 2 weeks I was in California, I definitely did do shameless plugs for Movie Obscura,
Are you going to tell them about what you did? Did you ever get talked to about your email? Your new job?
I sent the place where I work. I've already said it, but I'm not gonna say.
Oh yeah, there'll be a shameless.
Shameless plug there. The place where I work, they are in North America and Canada. We are in 49 states. The only state we're not in is Montana, and I sent a company-wide corporate email that I didn't think
about
was
your podcast.
About the podcast. And I didn't realize.
To all.
Yes, it was to all. I did not realize that.
So the president and CEO of the company
so
got this email.
Yeah, everybody got my shameless.
Some low-level warehouse manager here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Whoops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that happened. I don't know if I'm gonna get any hits off it, but
did you anybody say anything?
No one has said anything yet, but they know it's for me because it says Adrian Moulton. But yeah.
All right. Well, for movie Obscura, I'm Kelly.
I'm Side Boob.
Side Boob.
I'm Adrian.
Jesus Christ. Side Boob.